Hi everyone, Justin Elliker, Mayor of New Haven here. Today I submitted my proposed budget to the Board of Alders, and let me tell you, after 60 days on the job, this was not an easy process. We faced some serious financial challenges as a city, and that means I needed to make some pretty tough decisions. I wanted to share with you in this video an overview of our budget and where we're at as a city. As we began to prepare fiscal year 2020-2021's budget, we started with a $45 million gap between expenses and revenues. In other words, just to keep city programs running as usual, we would have to find an additional $45 million. This gap is because over decades, decisions have been made to invest in the short term while pushing costs off into the future. Over the years, we promised a lot to retirees, so what we owe in pensions has gotten bigger and bigger. We borrowed tons of money for infrastructure, mostly schools, and are now paying lots in debt service. And as our financial problems get worse and worse, instead of making tough decisions, we've found one-time ways to get by each year and kick the can down the road by overborrowing, refinancing debt, selling public assets, or by using budget gimmicks. In short, I inherited a mess, and now I'm going to do what I can to fix it. This budget I'm presenting here begins to fix these problems. And closing that $45 million gap to submit a balanced budget was not easy. In this budget, I'm proposing the elimination of 80 positions, the largest reduction in workforce in years. And while these are all currently vacant positions, many of them are important positions that, if we had more resources, we should fill. I'm proposing the elimination of some programs, the reorganization of some departments, increasing some fees, and looking around for small things that we just don't need as well. By the way, did you know that we spend almost $30,000 a year on newspaper subscriptions? And after all those cuts, we still had a gap to fill. Our team could have cut more, but I drew the line when it came to cutting programs that impact the most vulnerable people in our city, like funding for homeless shelters and youth programs. And so yes, I'm also including a 3.5% tax increase. Trust me, this was not an easy decision. This budget is a tough one, and it's not going to make anyone happy. And frankly, this tax increase and major cuts could be avoided if our partners, the state, Yale University, and the hospital did more. I'm working with our state delegation to increase what the state does, but I wanted to call out our local partners. Yale University and Yale New Haven Hospital do some to help the city, but when you look at each organization's annual revenues and compare that to what they contribute, something's just not right. Both organizations have budgets that are more than 6 times ours in the city. We're doing our part as taxpayers and through budget cuts, but New Haven can't thrive if our partners don't contribute in a meaningful way to our future. It's not just the right thing for our budget, it's the just and ethical thing for them to do. All work to strike the right balance between a government that can function effectively and reflects our core values, with as small a tax increase as possible to encourage growth and support our residents. In the end, I'm sure not everyone will agree with the decisions I made in this budget, but you elected me to make difficult decisions in challenging times, and I believe I've done just that. This budget is honest, and it starts to set us on the right path towards fiscal stability. And just imagine what we could accomplish if the university, the hospital, and the state did their part. Although our financial outlook looks pretty challenging, we will not let these challenges define us. New Haven is increasingly a place where there's more opportunity on the horizon. And I'm looking forward to working with you in the many years to come to make sure that New Haven is a place where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Thanks everyone, and I'll see you around the city.